Okay. So I'm gonna try to go over the atlas a little bit for you guys. Um, if you don't understand, or if my explanation of how the atlas works, then I suggest maybe look up someone who can form the sentences in better ways. I don't know. Just try someone else's video and see if they can explain it better than I can. And this whole video, I'm going to be talking about how I shape my atlas, which is probably considered one of the more efficient ways. Everything is, what do you call it, like by taste. Like you can do it however you like it. If you like a certain map, shape it so you can do it on a higher level. But again, this is how I shape mine and how I go about it, try to run it. The goal of, okay, or maybe I'll try to start explaining how the atlas works. So let's say we start out at our first map is Crystal Core. Crystal Cores, yeah, let's say that my atlas is completely clean. This is the first map I ever run. The only map I can get in that case by running a crystal ore map is either another or more crystal ores or factory. That's the reason behind the linking between every map. You see that if the next map is unlocked, it can only be dropped by other maps linked to it. So let's say that we are in Waste Pool. Waste Pool can drop either if it's locked or unlocked, doesn't matter. Waste Pool will always be able to drop normal mesa, like unshaped, a normal mesa, I don't know how you pronounce it, but a cavern or a primordial pool. Or, anything lower that you have around here. But if we take tier 4, let's take tier 4 maps as an example in this case. Waste pool, we're running a waste pool. But on the other side of the tree, we also have a villa map, and this villa map is unlocked at this point. Then it can always drop other maps that are unlocked. So let's say that we build our atlas a little bit. We also start on this other side. If you unlock a map, the bonus, or no, the bonus is for the completion. But if you unlock a map so that it shows up like this on the atlas, it can drop from quote unquote anywhere pretty much, or any map. So why does this matter? Well, it matters when it comes to shaping. I have one tier 11 map. Let's double check so I'm not lying. I should only have one. That's at least my goal. Yeah, I only have one tier 11 map on my atlas, and that's a shaped race course. This is because this is the only map on that tier or in the higher tiers that is efficient, and the only one I want to run because it's a good layout, and whatnot. The meta used to be Shaped Strand, but it got nerfed to Oblivion. So now, from what I've gathered, the meta is race courses. So that's the only tier 11 that I have unlocked. Why? Because it's pretty much it is the only tier 11 map that can possibly drop for me. And then, for example, I also have, I think my Mesa should be the only tier 10 as well. Yeah. So if a tier 10 or a tier 11 map drops for me in a map, it will always be a Mesa or a race course. Because those are the ones I enjoy running. I don't have any 10s, any other 11s, and I don't have any 12s. Some don't run, some don't run any 12s at all, because if you were to get, I guess I'll get to that in a second, but if you were to get a +1 in a map, that would be an 11, but let's say it gets a +1, then it would turn into a +12. If you don't have any +12s, since shaped racecourses isn't linked to a map or a tier 12 map, it will drop another racecourse instead. So it's still going to be a tier 11, but you won't get any shitty maps. I also have Vault Map unlocked because it's a decent map and it's good for currency farming and shit because you have exalted cards and whatnot. So last league, I didn't run any 12s at all, not even Vault. I only ran racecourses in my tier 11 and 12s. So the goal here to sustain this is get as a high bonus completion on the Atlas as possible. I start unlocking all the stuff again in tier 13s or higher. Some people decide not to do this because they want to run a specific tier 13 and whatnot, but this is how I do it to get the completion higher, aka higher chance of getting a +1 map. And that is explained in there if you just hover over it. So someone asked me about how do you roll your maps, when do you chaos it, when do you alk it, and whatnot. Let's start from the lower. I don't run anything below mesas, pretty much. I don't need to. I can sustain it. Mesas, I don't chisel, and I never chaos them unless I can't run the map. So for this character example, Fist Reflect, no leech is kind of rough. It works though, but it's kind of rough. So no leash, Fist Reflect and whatnot. That's the only time I ever chaos a mesa. I'm trying to do them as low cost as possible, but still trying to get some stuff out of it. I don't care about the pack size. I don't care about any of that. I always chisel racecourses. 20%, I alk them, and I chaos them until I hit 40% pack size or higher. Just to get a higher chance of sustaining my maps. And by sustaining my maps, I mean that I get another racecourse drop in the actual map. So that I go ±0 on maps, or even maybe get 2 of them in a map. And then I don't really chisel tier 13s. I usually alk them and then maybe chaos them sometimes. But then 14 and 15s, I always chisel and roll them fairly well. Because I find myself doing 13s more for the reason of getting, if I'm starting to run out of racecourses, I do 13s to try get some racecourses drops, which sometimes can be hard because they're linked to a bunch of shit I have unlocked and whatnot. That's when I run 13s, but 14 and 15s I run to, get higher maps or get something out of it. So basically, to summarize what I'm doing, I get all the maps unlocked. I think I have Academy, and I have a few that I haven't unlocked that I should unlock. But I unlock every single map on the Atlas up to tier 10. Tier 10, I only have Shaped Mesa. Tier 11, I only have Shaped Racecourse. Then tier 12, I only have Vault. And then tier 13, 14, 15, I start filling out or, get as many as I can. Obviously, try to get as many uniques as you can. There's a few that I haven't been able to do this season yet, or this league. I haven't found them and I haven't bothered buying them. But they also help a lot towards the completion bonus. So I think that's pretty much it. I usually, if I'm good on sextants, I usually sextant channel for Mesa. I just do that sometimes. And then but I always extend pit for race courses to give me, you know, extra stuff and whatnot. So I think that's it. I don't know how much sense I made. I hope I didn't explain it like a retard. But yeah, hope you enjoy and learn something. Peace.